Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. The haters have said that Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide have lost their fastball, that they're not the same program that they were. And Nick Saban just silencing the critics here, landing five-star wide receiver Jamie Ffrench from the state of Florida. And for those counting at home, that is now the number one running back in the country in the 2025 class, the number one wide receiver in the 2025 class, and now the number four wide receiver in the 2025 class. And there's been a lot of talk about the negative recruiting that other SEC programs and other college football programs have been doing to Alabama, right? Saying that, hey, Nick Saban might not be there for another couple years. And so why would you enroll or commit to Alabama? The fact that they have now 5 commits, and these guys are top tier dudes in this 2025 class, says that negative recruit not really working. Alabama is still that program. And again, going to get into Jamie Ffrench and what this 2025 class looks like. Before we do, just want to say thank you to you guys. We've been having a blast covering the recruiting trail, mostly in the 2024 group. We talked Caleb Bowden, we talked Xavier Brown. Now we're taking a look at the 2025 class and how Alabama is building and getting a head start on a very special 2025 class. So if you do enjoy the content, you enjoy the updates, consider subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you guys rocking with the boys. And let's get into Jamie Ffrench. But I feel like before we get into the film and talk about what Jamie Ffrench is about, I want to talk about how Nick Saban is like you hear a lot of the talk about, is Nick Saban going to be able to recruit at the level when the longevity of him running this Alabama program is in question? He's answering those questions in front of our eyes. I want to just take a look at this 2025 class and kind of show you. So they have 5 commits now in the fold. The number 3 player nationally, the number 1 wide receiver in Ryan Williams. They have the number 1 running back in the country in Anthony Rogers from IMG Academy. They have Jamie Ffrench, and then they have 2 buckend tackles already committed in this class. For one, a phenomenal start to the 2025 class. And for the haters of this Alabama program, for those who are saying Nick Saban is done and this Alabama program is not what it used to be, I mean, this is a tough argument to make when they're building a special class in 2025 and getting some heat in the 2024 class. Now, let's get into Jamie Ffrench and what he brings to the table, doing some work on him. 47 catches, 671 yards. And this is a guy that, one, you dig into the film of Jamie Ffrench, he's not necessarily the burner. He's not the biggest body. And that is largely because he's still a sophomore in high school, right? He has an 11.6, 700 meter dash time. That's solid. It's a lot faster than most people, but it's not like elite burners. How he wins is the body control, the hands, the polished route running. This is a very good football player as a sophomore in high school, rising junior. That's what you're really excited about in it. The recruiting rankings get so much into the physical traits. And sometimes they just kind of forget. They forget, like, hey, we're still evaluating football players. Jamie Ffrench is an elite football player that I think is going to bring a lot to Alabama. It's rare to see guys this polished, this much body control as a youngster. Again, one-handed catch right here makes it like he makes it kind of look easy. And again, there's nothing that crazy flashes besides the fact that this dude is just a smooth route runner, a smooth route runner, a smooth mover with the ball in his hands. And yeah, you have the question of long speed. Nobody ever really catches him from behind. So I'm not too nervous about that long speed. And you take a look at where the success is for a lot of these college wide receivers and a lot of the NFL wide receivers. It's the smooth route runners. It's the guys who understand this position, right? You think in the NFL, guys like Cooper Kupp, guys like Justin Jefferson, those guys, they're not the biggest or fastest. They are the guys who run polished routes and they get open. You even look at the college level, right? Jackson Smith-Njigba, one of the best wide receivers last year. I mean, he wasn't the biggest or fastest. That was a knock on him during the combine and draft season. But he's a guy that just gets open. He knows how to get open. And you see Jamie Ffrench doing the exact same thing, working vertically. He's very good after the catch and kind of checks all those boxes that you want in a wide receiver. And it's kind of crazy to watch such a polished wide receiver make it look so easy as a sophomore in high school. Again, you see just a great feel for getting after it after the catch. You see some top end burners. Again, not many people catch them from behind, but what stands out to you the most is just the body control and how easy he makes this wide receiver position look. Nick Saban, again, continuing to build a very strong class. And again, it's the 2025 class. This is a long way from these guys strapping up for Alabama. But this does answer a lot of your questions, or kind of begin to answer a lot of your questions in terms of the longevity of this Alabama program and what Nick Saban is continuing to do. A lot of people counting out Alabama in this 2023 season after losing guys like Bryce Young, Will Anderson. This is a program that you take a look at this depth chart and the roster and the talent they have. I think a lot of people are making a lot of mistakes. And I've been a college football fan long enough not to doubt a Nick Saban coached Alabama football team. I'm not one of those guys. Now, do you have questions about this Alabama program heading into 2023? Yeah, sure you do. The quarterback situation, they got 3 good arms in there. I think they'll figure that out, but you're going to see them get back to running the football. They have a phenomenal offensive line with a loaded backfield. Justice Haynes, breakout player. This Alabama team in this program, in my mind, is just fine. And people really panic after 2 losses that were 1-score losses on the road. This Alabama team is still at the top of college football, still a premier program. Again, appreciate you guys checking the boys out. Wanted to hop on. And again, 2025 kid, but it shows that Nick Saban is certainly not done in Tuscaloosa, and he's still one of the premier college football programs in the country. Appreciate you guys checking this out. Again, if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.